Assalamu alaikum students. This is the lecture for the class 6th. We were discussing about the Panchayati Raj system in India. We saw that panchayats are the local governments at the village level where people chose their representatives. The representatives solve the problems of the local people, educate and provide confidence to the local people so that they can be aware of their rights, so that they can be aware of their duties, so that there can be development at the grassroots level, at the village level, and the development of the people of the villages. We saw that there are the tiers of the Panchayati Raj system given by the Balwant Rai Mehta committee. This first one is the Gram Panchayat. The second one is the intermediate Panchayat, or we can say the block level, the block Samiti or the Panchayat Samiti. These are the different names of the second tier. Third is the Zilla Parishad, which is at the district level. Panchayat Samiti is at the block level, and Gram Panchayat is at the village level. All these are headed by the Gram Sabha. This was about the Panchayat. Now we will see about little bit about its historical background. So we can say that Panchayat has always existed in the Indian society since ancient times. If we look at the ancient times, there were also panchayats. Even if we look at the village level, if we go to the very long time, at ancient times, there were used to have panchayats because there was no concept of government. There was no concept of that much of representation as today is. So panchayats were existed in Indian society at the very beginning of the civilization or very ancient times. In written records, mention of panchayat or some of the decentralization is found in Dharma Shastra, Artha Shastra, Buddhist texts. These are the things, Dharma Shastra, Artha Shastra and Buddhist texts. These are texts, these are the scripts which show us that there was decentralization of power. There were panchayats. Decentralization of power, I already told you, that is the division of power. Power is divided at the different levels. So these scripts show us that there was panchayat already in the Indian society. Gandhiji also always supported the idea of Gram Swaraj. Swaraj means freedom. So he also was influenced, or he also supported this idea of Gram Swaraj or Gram Panchayat or Panchayat level. Among the Britishers, Lord Ripon suggested local self-government. As we know that in 1947, before the 1947, India was under the British rule. So he was also a Governor General of India, Lord Ripon. So he also suggested the local self-government. Local self-government, the government which works at the grassroots level or the village level. Hence, he was called the father of local self-government in India. So if someone told you who is the father of the local self-government in India, so we can say the Lord Ripon, because he suggested the local self-government in India. So we can say panchayats were already existing in Indian society. We can say that the records are in the Dharma Shastra, Artha Shastra, Buddhist texts. Gandhiji was in favor of this Panchayat Raj system or the Gram Swarajya. Among the Britishers, the Lord Ripon suggested the local self-government, and he is called the father of local self-government in India. Now we will see some articles related to Panchayati Raj. These articles are mentioned in our Constitution. Constitution is the document which provides the laws or which provides the articles or through which our government works, through which our country works. This constitution was made after the independence. India has got independence in 1950. The constitution was framed or enforced. The provision for Panchayati Raj mentioned in Article 40 of Indian Constitution in DPSP. DPSP means Directive Principles of State Policy. In Article 40 of the Indian Constitution, there are directive principles as well as fundamental rights. But this Panchayati Raj is mentioned in Article 40 in the directive principles of state policy. Another thing is in 1957, Balwant Rai Mehta Committee was set up to suggest provisions of Panchayati Raj system. This point we discussed already, that Balwant Rai Mehta Committee gives suggestion about the Panchayati Raj or the tiers of the Panchayati Raj system in India. He suggested 3-tier system for Panchayati Raj system. The first Panchayati Raj was set up in Rajasthan, as discussed earlier at this point, followed by Andhra Pradesh in 1959. The first Panchayati Raj system was set up in Rajasthan, and then the Andhra Pradesh adopted the Panchayati Raj system in 1957. Then after that, many committees formed which made changes to PRS, Panchayati Raj system. After the Balwant Rai Mehta Committee, many committees were formed so that only to improve and advance the different changes of Panchayati, to bring the different changes in the Panchayati Raj system, so that the villages get developed, more and more developed, so that they can be more and more self-confident and self-dependent. Finally, by 73rd Amendment Act 1952, Panchayati Raj was added in Constitution of India in Part 9 and Schedule 11. That means in the 73rd Amendment means nothing but change. When there is any change in the Constitution, that is called amendment. So in the 73rd Amendment Act in the year 1992, this Panchayati Raj was added in India's Constitution. It is in Part 9 and Schedule 11. We have parts in our Constitution. So Panchayati Raj system is in the 9th part of the Constitution. It is in the Article 40 in the Directive Principles of State Policy, suggested by Balwant Rai Mehta Committee in 1957. The committee gives the 3-tier system of Panchayati Raj system. And then the first Panchayati Raj was set up in the Rajasthan, then after in Andhra Pradesh in 1959. Then many committees came and bring changes in the Panchayati Raj system. Finally, 73rd Amendment Act in 1992, Panchayati Raj was added in the Constitution of India in Part 9 and Schedule 11. You can remember these points, like in which article it is mentioned. Panchayati Raj system, Article 40. Who gave this Panchayati Raj system? Balwant Rai Committee with the 3-tier system. In which part of Constitution it is? It is the 73rd Amendment Act 1992. It came into force in 1993. It has 3 tiers: at district level Zilla Parishad, at block level Panchayat Samiti, at village level Gram Panchayat. Who is known as the father of local self-government? It's Lord Ripon. Who gave the idea of Gram Swaraj? It's Mahatma Gandhi. Now, if we look at the importance of Panchayat Raj system, in these points we discussed some points earlier also, but if we look at the overall importance of this Panchayati Raj system, what is the importance of Panchayati Raj system? How it is important to people? First point is that people's Raj. That means it's the people, means the common people. Raj means that they rule. Only the common people rule, because the representatives are from the common people. They are not some elite people chosen from a particular society or chosen from a particular caste. No, but these are the common people. That's why it's called People's Raj, the common people's rule. Help us in success of democracy, as we know that democracy means rule by the people. It gives this great example that it is the common people who choose their representatives and who solve their problems and provide welfare policies. Proper solution of local problems, because only those people can know what is the problem in our villages, where we need development, where we need to overcome these problems. That's why it's the best solution to the local problems. What? Panchayat Raj system. Self-dependence. It make the people more self-dependent. Self-confidence because of the voting, because of the election, because of the representatives, because of the representation, the people became more self-confident. Lessens the burden of central and state government. It lessens the burden of the central and state government. Central and state government has very less responsibility towards the villages because they have the local self-government. Separate of political consciousness. Because of this local self-government or because of this Panchayat Raj system, the people became more aware about what is politics, what is political, what are political parties, what is government. They become more political conscious. Development of rural areas. As this point is clear that because of this Panchayat Raj system, because of this representation, they put more and more effort to make the villages more developed. Cheap and speedy justice. There is no, if somewhere they found any problem, there is no case of money. They can easily go and get their justice. They don't need any money, they don't need any compensation, or they don't need any big lawyer or anything else to get justice, but they go discuss their problem and get the justice or the solution to their problems. Nursery of good leaders. It's called a nursery of good leaders. What? Panchayat Raj system. Because here good leaders are trained. Very much good leaders are trained so that they can get trained for the big opportunities. Now if we look the problems of Panchayat Raj system and the remedies. Remedies means the solutions to the problems. First of all, problem is the illiteracy and ignorance. The people are less literate. The people don't know how to read and write, and they are ignorant. They don't have the exposure to deal with the problems. Lack of participation of Gram Sabha. People hardly participate in Gram Sabha because of ignorance, because they are not so much literate. That's why they put their foot backward. They don't go forward. Communalism, caste and religion. Communalism means when some representatives, they put caste or religion before the people. If they discriminate people on the basis of religion or caste, then gets the vote. This is the communalism. If some groupism means if some particular group comes out and said that we are the representatives, we know what to do, what not to do, or discriminates the poor people or harasses the poor people, this is not good. That is a problem in the Panchayat Raj. Dominance of elitists, rich class in the villages. As you know that in villages there are rich people like the zamindars. They discriminate the poor people. Lack of trained and experienced leaders. There are no trained or experienced leaders who can make people more aware about their political and social rights. Inadequate utilization of financial resources. The funds that came from the central government or whether from the state government, they are not utilized, or they are not used in a sufficient way, in a good way. The corrupted people get them for themselves. They are not putting these financial resources to the development of the people. Lack of coordination between local government and other officers. There is a lack of coordination. The administrators and the local government don't have that much sync or coordination with each other so that they can solve the problems of people. But there is corruption, there is ignorance, there is illiteracy, there is less participation. These are the problems of Panchayati Raj system. But if there are problems, there are remedies also, solutions to these problems also. What are these? Separate of political illiteracy and awareness. Illiteracy, it's not illiteracy. we should make people more and more aware or literate or about the politics, about the political rights, about the election, about the right to vote, so that people can get information and people can become aware. Active Gram Sabha. The Gram Sabha should be active. There should be more participation of people. Promotion of brotherhood. We should say that we are one, we are equal. There is no elite class or upper class or lower class, but we are one. Social unity, cohesion. It means that we should bring social unity. We should bring everyone before one roof or under one roof. Sorry. Provision of training for leaders. There should be a training sessions for leaders, how to deal with the people, how to deal with the problems, how to deal with the solutions. So they should be trained enough. Adequate utilization of financial resource. The resource should be very much efficiently used for the development of the villages and for the development of the villagers. Positive relation between local government and other officers. There should be a good relation between the government and the other officers, so that this local self-government concept came with a fruitful results. This was about this lecture. Thank you so much.